Good evening. So last time I was up here, I talked about distractions, and one of life's distractions that I used was the desire for notoriety. And the example that I used for that was a study that the Lego Corporation does regularly. They ask 8 to 12-year-olds what they want to be when they grow up. And for the first time in about 50 years, the answer wasn't an astronaut. It was actually influencer. And I kind of made fun of that. But after doing a lot of thinking about that, I realized that as Christians, we're all supposed to be influencers. In fact, Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost." Matthew 24:14 says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." Matthew 16:15, "And he said unto them, Go ye into all the world, and preach the gospel to every creature." Another example, Psalms 96:3, "Declare his glory among the heathens, his wonders among all people." So there are many ways to be good influencers, and like all life's problems, the Bible gives us the answer, the solution to those ways to do it. Our actions around everyone we encounter. Titus 2:7 tells us, "In all things, showing thyself a pattern of good works, in doctrine, showing uncorruptness, gravity, sincerity." Matthew 5:16 tells us, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." 1 Corinthians 11:1 tells us, "Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ." So we're also told we should be supporters of our family, our church family. Ephesians 4:32 tells us, "And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you. So we're told in all of our interactions with everybody that we should be influencing them. 1 Timothy 4:2 says, "Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in clarity, in spirit, in faith, in purity." And I know we think that everybody has heard of Jesus, everybody knows of the plan of salvation, but we really don't know when we might come in contact with somebody who isn't familiar with the plan of salvation, what they need to do. We might be the first one who actually takes the time to explain it to them. Romans 10:12 through 15 says, "For there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek, for the same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him." It goes on to say, "For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it's written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things." So we're told we need to be an influence on everyone that we come in contact with. It might be the first time that they've actually heard the plan. We need to keep that in mind and not assume that people just aren't coming to church because they don't want to, or they've decided not to be a Christian. We also have to be careful, though, not to be a bad influence. As 1 Corinthians 8:9 tells us, "But take heed, lest by any means this liberty of yours becomes a stumbling block to them that are weak." One of Tammy's favorite sayings is, "More is caught than taught." People are always watching for you to stumble, for you to make a mistake. So being a bad influence is something we always need to watch out for as well. So tonight, if you're not a member of the church, but you've been influenced by something you've heard, you believe it to be true, and you want to, or maybe you just want to talk to somebody, learn more about what you've been told so that you can understand that. Maybe tonight you are a member of the church, but you've been influenced to do something you know you shouldn't have. Tonight's your opportunity to come forward, ask for forgiveness, ask for prayers from the congregation. Like I said, we're supposed to be influencing each other, supporting each other. Now's your chance to ask for those prayers, for the strength that you need. So tonight, as we stand together to sing, if you would like to come forward and sit on the first pew up here, someone would be glad to talk to you. The fountain reaches for you and me, that angel waits to his train. It's the fountain of love from the source of love, and he gives us all freely rain. Will you come? There's a living
Good evening.